I couldn't for the life of me stay consistent with my goals, habits, and dreams. And if you struggle with this as well, by you clicking on this video, you've genuinely made the best decision you possibly could have ever made for yourself. Keep in mind that at this point, I was 3 years deep into my self-improvement journey, discovering Hamza and understanding the importance of being excellent in life. And what made it truly worse was that I was consistent before. I was disciplined and motivated before, to the point where I'd work 12-hour days every single day for months and genuinely feel fulfilled and proud of myself. So what was the difference between me before versus me then after? Well, I was at school. Everyone around me, including my friends, were all competing for the same thing. My family supported me to do this thing. At home, I had written this thing on paper and stuck it on my walls. And because of all of these things, I was working every day towards this thing. So I'd been doing all the things I possibly ever wanted to do. I had complete mastery over my body. I was disciplined, I was focused, and I was hard working, and none of it felt forced, and all of it felt natural, easy. So what was this thing? It was purpose. When everything around you and everything within you are solely focused on one singular goal, you will be hyper successful and focused. You'll be happy with yourself, and it will certainly not feel like chewing down on glass 24/7. The difference between me before versus me then after was that I was trying to do all of the hard work without all of the actual support behind me. And it was the same as me eating raw meat without actually cooking it, preparing it, and making it edible. And I was basically wondering why I couldn't eat raw meat consistently when I had none of the actual pre-work necessary to get there in the first place. So I was genuinely questioning whether there was something wrong with me, when in fact, all I needed to follow was this 3-step plan to tailor your life around your purpose. Number 1 is to define and become your purpose. So get a piece of paper, because this piece of paper is going to go on your wall where it can be seen at all times. Because we're the type of people who genuinely need a physical reminder every single day on what they're going to do, or they're just not going to do it. So this can't actually be on your phone. It has to be on paper, on a wall, somewhere where you can see it. And the very first step is to define your goal. And if you think you don't have one, think again. Because if you even remotely enjoy video games, anime, or hanging out with friends, then you do have a purpose, because all 3 of those things are a lower level of your purpose. It is easier to achieve than the real, deep, meaningful thing. In video games, instead of leveling up in imaginary land, you step it up and you level up in reality. With your fitness, mental health, and sports, especially combat sports. With anime, instead of living through these main characters and their accomplishments, you can start living as the main character of your own story. Imagine a movie that is starting right now, and it starts with you watching this video. How will that movie go? And would you watch it to begin with? Now you can actually put the experience of watching all of those anime and reading the manga and the manhwa to good use, and think whether or not your life will be worth watching if you'll read your life. If you'll be a good main character, or if you'll just call them cringe, lame, or lazy. With friends, instead of feeling value from your fake friends, because let's face it, if you call any of these guys at 3 a.m. your gaming Discord buddies, and you're in genuine trouble, none of them are gonna answer. And even if they do answer, they're gonna just, like in a very sleepy voice, say that like they're too tired or something. And look, if you genuinely have a friend who would pick up that call and help you, amazing. But this is for everyone else who have those fake friends and are trying to get value from them. And instead of doing this, you can step it up and find value in being a competent, hyper-successful masculine man who will genuinely just get respect from everyone else and get value in a community, within your family, from your parents, from your future wife. So my goal during my exams was a 99.95% ATAR, which is the highest result you can possibly get. You yourself can write down any goal that you have to do with fitness, mental health, sports, especially combat sports. So now what you do is turn that goal that you have into an identity. So I wrote down on my piece of paper, I am a 99.95% ATAR student. And under it, I wrote down what a 99.95% student would do. I would study 12 hours every single day. I would sleep consistently every single day. I would get enough exercise and breaks during the day. I would be consistent. So after writing the list of the things that you do with this new identity that you formed for yourself, you also list how else it's going to help in your life, how achieving this goal is going to help in your life. And it can be to do with women, and it can be to do with your family and them being proud of you, your future wife and the qualities she has, and that being directly reflected in the qualities that you have. And after this, you will have a piece of paper that you can stick on your wall that will every single day remind you of what you need to do. And that genuinely will change your life. Out of 100 people, only 3% will do what you're doing right now. And those are the only 3% of people who will succeed in their goals. Everyone else will perhaps write them down and not stick it on the wall. Or others will think of it and write it on their phone. No, you're not like them. You're going to write it down on paper, and you're going to go through autistic detail on what you are going to do as this new person and what the benefits you're going to experience in life will be. And this will get you there above 97% of the other people. You're already putting yourself in the top 3% of high echelon men by simply doing this. And if you simply do not quit, you're going to succeed. So with number 2 is community. It's like-minded people who will genuinely support you and make you competitive. The reason why people went to the moon, literal human beings traveled light years to get to a different rock, was because of competition, was because other people were trying to do it and they wanted to be first. Without that competition, we wouldn't be on the moon. Without the competition that I had in school, I wouldn't have gotten the results I did. My goal was a 99.95 ATAR. Unfortunately, I only got a 95% ATAR. But without actually writing down the goal and creating this competition, surrounding myself with friends who would genuinely drive me further, I would not have gotten as far as I did. So if you can't really think of a community or a group of friends who can support you with this, because let's face it, your Discord friends aren't going to help you. Some of the friends that you kind of made aren't really going to stick with you, because you tell them you want to do this and they'll be like, yeah man, let's do it. But after a week, the initial motivation will be gone and they'll just quit and they'll give up, or they just won't text you as much and you'll be like, oh yeah, what about this, what about that? And they'll just be like, yeah man, yeah, and then just brush you off. So I've made a community that you can join today on the top link below that will help you. It will get you to where you want to genuinely years faster. It will boost you so much, promise you that. And number 3, and possibly the hardest possible thing, is your parents. And it's talking to them about your purpose and getting them to support you. So you have to have a genuine conversation with your parents and show this purpose and to show your commitment. And if you can't even do this, you're just not committed enough. And if that's the case, you can just click off this video right now and just be a perpetual loser forever. I don't care. But if you're genuinely put on God's green earth to dominate and to succeed, then you'll talk to your parents at a certain point, you'll think of a time, and you'll just talk about how committed you are to this and how certain you are about this, that you will put the work where your mouth is. And any real parent will recognize the commitment and the courage that you have had to actually tell them this. And they will support you. You know, they might question you, they might do this, but guess what? You're committed enough to go through all of that struggle and go through all of that questioning and criticism and still maintain your position as a man. And they'll no longer just see you as a kid, they'll see you as a man. And that is the support that you need. You need to tailor your environment. You need to tailor your environment so that your parents support you, your friends support you, and you yourself support yourself. I hope this video was useful. If you want to succeed, my community also has a program that can help you with this in being consistent and disciplined. That's in the top link below. If you like it, like, share, subscribe.